Good afternoon, members and friends of Calvary. It's time for your video devotion of the week. Today, it actually comes from tomorrow's Proverbs. In Proverbs chapter 3 and verse number 11 and 12, it says this, "My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth." Looking back at my life, my relationship with my dad, I love my dad. We're very close to this day. We were texting with each other yesterday just about funny events and things we had done. But as I look back, though I remember many of the highlights, I remember the hunting trips, I remember the coming to my ball games and wonderful events, the things that really formed our relationship was his correction of me, his instruction to me. That's what formed the basis for what allows us to now be friends and to now be so very, very close. And so in our relationship with the Lord, it's much the same. Oh, I love the revival services and the wonderful blessings and so on and so forth. But the truth is, the basis of my relationship with God is always my obedience to God, which requires, because I'm a sinner, constant instruction and constant correction. And so Solomon, the wisest man that ever lived, said, "Despise not the chastening of the Lord." When God gets after you, don't belittle that. Don't lightly regard that. Don't downplay that. That's a big thing. Neither be weary of his correction. He's always going to be correcting us. He's always going to be instructing us. Why? For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as the Father, the Son, in whom he delighteth. The reason God corrects us, the reason God instructs us, the reason God chastens us is because he loves us and he wants to delight in us. And Brother Sam Davison, I'll end this devotion with a quote from him. He says this, he says, "People who despise and grow weary of the chastening and correction miss out on the primary interaction with our Father God." And because he's perfect and because we're not, most of our interactions with him are going to be corrective in nature. But those form the basis, those form the foundation for an ongoing, delighting, loving relationship with him. Don't despise the chastening and don't be weary of the correction, because those things will lead us to a deeper and more satisfying relationship with him.